Hello fellow AFOLs and welcome to Long's Bricks. What I have to take a look at today is a bag of knockoff Dragon Ball Z minifigs that I got from AliExpress. These actually look really cool. I got the whole bag. I think there's 8 in here for less than 20 bucks, which seems really reasonable. And they look like they have a lot of nice printing and like extra accessory pieces and everything. So Dragon Ball is something I've been hoping that LEGO would get the licensing to for a while now, but it's just not happening. We did see recently that they've teased that they're doing a One Piece line, but that seems to be very much in connection with the Netflix show, so I don't know if that's a deal they made with Netflix as opposed to the actual animation company in Japan. So I'm hoping maybe that's something on the right track that maybe could lead to Dragon Ball stuff in the future. So we'll see. Hopefully just not Dragon Ball Evolution. But in any case, I think these look really neat, and so I'm going to put these all together and then we'll take a closer look. So right off the bat, these are pretty cool. I'm actually really impressed with these. I double checked the order on AliExpress. It was $15 for the 8-pack. That comes out to about $2 a piece. I feel like it's the deal of the day. These things are really cool. Apparently it's some company called WM Blocks. I've never heard of them. Obviously there's some knockoff company, but these are actually really cool. You can see they all come with like a minifigure plate here, which is nice. But taking a look here first at Vegeta. Now the cool thing about these is they all have a ton of printing all over them, but then they have these like extra armor pieces. So you can take those off if you want, or, you know, just deal with the printing underneath if you like a more classic minifigure look and aesthetic. But yeah, these are really neat. They all have some kind of, you know, effect piece here that clips into the hand. I don't really know what this is. This kind of feels like the sword that Vegito uses in the Buu saga, and I'm not sure why they included it here, but this is what they gave Vegeta. I'm going to go ahead and take this out of his hand. So you can see they have these like glove pieces that clip on. Basically, you just slide them onto the end of the minifigure hand before you peg the hand in. And they even like mold the minifigure hands or arms to be muscly, which I think is really neat. They're not your standard minifigure hands. Now, some of them do have standard hands, kind of where it makes sense, like Frieza and Piccolo, because they're not like super known for their muscles. Especially Frieza has like a much sleeker, contoured look. But yeah, these are really cool. The hairpiece, I think, looks great. The expression on the face is really nice. And the cool thing about this Vegeta figure, obviously with the armor bits here, it's his like first appearance in the Saiyan saga. But if you just kind of lift off the section here and remove the skirt, and then pop this back on, you can kind of make his look from the Frieza saga when he goes to Namek and he hasn't put on the skirt piece again. So that kind of gives you that look. And then if you remove the head and remove the shoulder pads, underneath the printing is kind of his like armor piece that he wears throughout like the Android saga. So you can get 3 different looks for Vegeta with just this one minifigure. And I think that's really, really neat. And you can see all the printing there on the legs, on the boots, on the side of the legs. Even the sides of the torsos are printed. And I will say in terms of quality, you know, they're not 100% up to LEGO standards. Like, the plastic feels a little cheap, but it's honestly not as bad as I've seen for like a lot of these knockoff minifigures. These actually feel pretty decent in terms of quality. Like, you can kind of see the legs don't feel too loose. The grip when you actually attach them is actually pretty good. It's a little bit looser on some, but it's pretty solid. The arms move pretty nicely. The minifigure hands. You can see the way that the like glove cuffs are done. They're kind of like cut off on the one side, and that's so that it can still kind of move against the body, which I think is really nice. Now they only have one face, and sometimes it's a little difficult once you attach the hair, there we go, to actually get it to come off of the head. I really would love, like, again, if LEGO would get this officially, of course I'd buy everything that they would put out. I would love it if that ever happens, for a situation where you have the normal face here on this side and they include the black hair, and then the second face could be, you know, the Super Saiyan face with the, you know, yellow eyebrows and green eyes, and then all they'd have to do is include a yellow hairpiece, and then, you know, with one extra hairpiece and a little bit of second face printing, you could get kind of 2 versions of the same character on one figure, and I think that would be really neat. But again, just giving LEGO ideas if they ever want to tackle this franchise, which I sincerely hope they do. But yeah, these are pretty cool. I like this a lot. I like how I can get kind of 3 looks out of Vegeta with just removing different parts of his armor. And I think the armor came out absolutely fantastic. I mean, that is just beautifully molded and painted. Really looks sharp. I like that quite a bit. And if we take this off, which again, some of these connections are downright pretty tight, which is nice. And then this piece here, pop this back on. They even have the brown there for his tail wrapped around his body. You can't really tell. Like with this one, you can obviously tell because he has the front piece of the skirt. But some of these skirt pieces, you can't really tell which way is the front or the back. Some it's very obvious, some it's not. But yeah, it's a really cool little figure. I mean, honestly, for $2, I can't complain. I think that's absolutely fantastic. And I'm really, really happy with these. Even though the effect piece doesn't make a ton of sense, I love that it's included. Some of the ones do make sense, and we'll go through those. But yeah, really, really happy with Vegeta. So up next, we have Bardock. And he has this kind of generic blast, you know, not really any kind of named attack or anything, but I think that looks pretty good. He also has these little cuff pieces, and he has the muscle molded arms. Again, a lot of really nice printing on all sides of the figure, and he has the skirt piece here with the brown for the Saiyan tail as well. And then you have this piece here. If we take off this chest piece, you can see all the printing's there. So if you like a more classic style of minifigure, if you don't want all of this extra armor bits, the printing is there. You can see it's on there, and it looks sharp. They just kind of include this to beef it up a little bit. They kind of remind me almost of Mini-Mates with all the extra pieces, and I can totally understand some people might not care for that. But if you don't, you can just put it to the side and just have a nice standard-looking minifigure with all the printing, because it is all there. And I've just put that on backwards, so that's going to look really weird. I was wondering why that looked a little off. There we go. So I appreciate the fact that if you don't want the armor bits, the printing's still there. If you want a classic minifigure style, you can definitely achieve that. Next up, we have Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Looks phenomenal. They even have the tail, which is really amazing. They also have these pieces that you slide over the legs to make it look like he has the baggy pants, which I think is really neat. And again, if you don't like the look of those, the printing is there. All of that's on there. But you just kind of slide these onto the side, and it kind of gives the look of the baggy pants, which I think is really neat. Same thing here with the extra kind of like pectoral shoulder piece. If you don't like the look of that, you can take that off, and that is all there underneath. See, his connection is a little bit looser than some of the others for the legs, which is a bit of a bummer. But again, if you like all that's there, you don't have to put that on if you don't like it. The hairpiece for him, I think, came out really great. Really nicely done with the hairpiece there. And they gave him the red blast because I believe in GT, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I think his Kamehameha is red. So that makes total sense for that. Piccolo might be my favorite. I think they did such a great job. The effect piece is cool, but look at this cape. Just so well done. He's got the turban there. If you want to make it look, you know, like he's getting ready to fight, you can take the turban off and take off the cape. And again, sometimes it's a little difficult, but there we go. So if you want him ready to fight, I mean, beautiful arm printing. All of that's really well done. He's got the baggy pants pieces too. But if you don't like the look of that, you can slide those off. And the printing is there underneath, which looks really sharp. So yeah, I love Piccolo. He came out so good. I love the design of the head there. Now, compared to the last time I got a Piccolo minifigure third party, I did a video for these previously, and this is just night and day. I mean, this one, the cape was terrible. He was more of a blue than purple. No arm printing. I will say when you add the baggy pants pieces, it makes the minifigure legs just naturally look shorter, which is weird, but it just kind of does. But still, night and day. This one is so much better than this last one I took a look at. And I think this is so cool. The way the turban and the cape turned out is just phenomenal. I think I have this on backwards. I think it goes like that. There we go. Now, before I put his cape back on, we're going to jump to Majin Buu. Now, this is obviously Super Buu, and he looks really good. He's got this kind of generic blue effect piece here. He's got these little wrist cuffs. Otherwise, he is mostly just the printing. I'm surprised they didn't give him the baggy pants pieces because, you know, he's got notoriously baggy pants. But this headpiece here for the head tail is amazing. And if you want, you could pretend that he has absorbed Piccolo, and you could give him Piccolo's cape for that few moments in the series when the fusion runs out and he gets Piccolo's cape. So you could replicate that here, and I think it works really well. You can make it look like he's absorbed Piccolo and has the cape on, which is really cool. I like that quite a bit. I'll take this back off. There we go. So yeah, Boo is definitely on the simpler side. And I will say that the headpiece almost completely obscures the eyes. But all of that printing, I mean, even on the sides, that's so nice. The sides of the torso, just really, really cool. Really well done. So I like that quite a bit. Put this back in here and drop him, of course. Now we'll put Piccolo's cape back on. I love this cape. The cape is so well done. Really looks amazing. And then he's got, I'm not even sure, I guess this is maybe supposed to be the special beam cannon, although it's missing the, like, corkscrew effect, but still looks very cool. Alright, next up we are going to jump to Lord Beerus. They did a really nice job on him. He's got the tail, he's got the baggy pants pieces, he's got the sash here with the tail. That's one connected piece for the waist. He's got the, like, bangles there on the arms. He's got the, what would you call that, collar piece, I guess. And then you have the really nice molded head. And that's just really, really well done. And again, all the printing's there if you don't want the extra armor bits. I'm not really sure. This is another kind of generic effect piece that they've given to a couple characters. I'm not really sure. That's just kind of a generic blast, but that's really cool. It's a really, really nice looking minifigure. And then we have Broly. They nailed the hair. I mean, the hair on all these is so nice. When I think back to, again, another one of the third-party ones that I got, this Vegeta, which is just, you know, the torso is so terribly printed on there, and then they gave him Vegeto's hair, so it doesn't even match. Whereas with these, all of the printing is so spot on, and the hair just looks amazing. They did such a good job there. He's got his little necklace piece. That does move around a little bit, which I wish it didn't, but... And they kind of gave him this beefed up, like, pectoral shoulder piece, just like with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But again, if you don't want that on there, the printing's underneath. Yeah, he looks really good as well. And then another of my favorites, we have Frieza. Frieza came out great. Now, just like Piccolo, it's got the smoother, normal minifigure arms, not super muscular. I know what they were trying to go for with the toes, but it just comes off a little weird. It's the only part of him I don't really like, the printing down there. But the tail came out great. All of that looks really sharp. And then you have this kind of blast effect, which is really cool. So I love these, honestly. Again, I wait for the day that LEGO wants to do these officially, and I will 100% buy anything that they do, because I'm just such a huge fan of DBZ. But honestly, these are really nice. And for about $2 a piece, I couldn't pass them up, and they came out even better than I expected. I mean, the level of printing, the accessory pieces, the armor, the muscles, the hats, whatever you want to say, all the different pieces that they have, the blast effect pieces, I'm blown away. Honestly, I'm blown away. I definitely recommend these. Like I said, I found them on AliExpress. I'm going to go on there and see if I can find some more, honestly. I don't know if they've done any other characters, because I will admit, this is kind of a random smattering of characters. Like, yes, you have a Goku and a Vegeta, but there are no Super Saiyans. I mean, traditional yellow-haired Super Saiyans. I guess kind of Broly, but his hair's almost kind of green, because he's like a special case. It's very villain heavy, although I guess technically it's about half and half. But you know, I want to see Gohan. I want to see Krillin. I would love to get a Gohan from Cell where he's got the same cape piece as Piccolo. That would be amazing. But there's so many different forms of Gohan they could do. I want to see Krillin. I want to see Cell. Oh my God, Cell would be amazing. There's just so many I want. The only one from the previous iterations is this little Master Roshi that I might use with these guys, because he turned out okay. But that other, I don't even remember. Actually, I guess it's here on the stand. Duo Lay Pin. I did like that they came with Dragon Balls. I thought that was cool. But yeah, these figures very much pale in comparison to this set here. just really, really nicely done and so affordable. So I can't recommend these enough, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree that you wish Lego would do these officially? Because I definitely do. I feel like there's tons of vehicles or locations they could make sets for, and I think that'd be really neat. But in the meantime, I'm happy to have some kind of representation here, and I think they're a lot of fun. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.